What is required for you to be able to edit successfully? For you to be able to do video editing successfully, you will need a number of basic stuff. Basic stuff. The key for you to be able to edit videos, number one, you need your own computer. Your own computer. It can be a computer, PC, desktop, or it can be a laptop. Either you have a desktop or you have a laptop. You need a desktop or a laptop. Preferably a Core i5 processor, installed on your desktop or on your laptop. That's number one. Minimum Core i5. Why? Because the processing power of video editing softwares is kind of heavy, so it needs a strong machine. You can go stronger. You can get a Core i7, and go even bigger. But as long as your minimum is Core i5. Number two, you need a mouse. A mouse. Not a trackpad, but a mouse. A mouse, why? Because you need that freedom, that freedom of movement and fast movement. In video editing, you work fast. Speed is very important in video editing. It's so important. The comfort of your hand on a mouse is very important. You could get injuries if you use a trackpad for video editing. Your muscles will get injured. It is not recommended for you to. It's very bad for you to use a trackpad for video editing. I couldn't put it any more, clearly. You need a mouse, and it protects your hand, and it's more comfortable. If you're doing 5 hours of editing like me, sometimes, a lot of the times, trust me, you will see the difference. Next, Adobe After Effects. Adobe After Effects, preferably 2017, the lowest, the 2017 version. Adobe After Effects will be used a lot for motion graphics. What we call motion graphics. Motion graphics are very important in video editing, and they bring spice into video editing. That's so important. It's one of the key softwares you need for you to be able to become a successful video editor. Adobe After Effects, minimum 2017. You can go higher if you can afford it. Magix Movie Edit Pro. Oh yeah, that's the star of the show. Magix Movie Edit Pro. Now, Magix Movie Edit Pro is so important. That's the software we are going to be teaching in these classes. Right? We're going to be teaching you that. If you already know, let's say, Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, it's fine. If you're already good at another, normal, video editing software that you use for speed. Because one thing you'll realize is that we have different types. We have speed software and we have motion graphics software. Motion graphics software is your Adobe After Effects. Adobe After Effects is important because it allows you to get your motion graphics done right. There could be many other motion graphics softwares out there, like your Maya or others, or even other 3D softwares. So it's up to you which one you want to use. If you want to use any other, it's still okay. But we're not going to be teaching any other softwares. We're going to be teaching, After Effects, Adobe After Effects for motion graphics, and Magix. So this is not intended to limit you in any way in terms of what software you can use or you can't use. That's not the issue. Because there are many other types of softwares out there, and you realize if you just Google, you realize it's like a crazy amount. But for the purposes of saving our clients and for the purposes of communication and for the purposes of being able to work in a team, to work together and to be able to complete projects successfully together without any complications, we prefer that video editors that work with us use similar softwares. And you will see that as we go along, because then we need to exchange files, we need to exchange projects, we need to share work. And we can't share work if you're using some other strange software from wherever, and then you say, hey, my software says this and our software says something else. Then we are in big problems. So yes, we are going to stick to Adobe After Effects. We are going to stick to Magix Movie Edit Pro. Preferably the Magix Movie Edit Pro should be from version 17 upwards. Okay, then you need Photoshop minimum CS6. You are always going to be preparing photos that are going to be included in videos. You are always going to be preparing posters and elements and shapes and things and words that you have to design sometimes in Photoshop and throw them into your video editing mix, into your video editing softwares. So Photoshop is very, 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 very important. It's part of the mix. You need to be able to edit photos. You need to be able to design some nice little things on Photoshop and bring them into your videos. Very important. We are not talking about an advanced graphics design course here. We're not going to do advanced Photoshop. No. Don't worry. Calm down. Some of you are panicking already. I can almost see you. Another important software, Adobe Illustrator Cs6 minimum. Going upwards. Adobe Illustrator is important for vectors, what we call vectors. Vectors, very, very important. There are some very, very beautiful works that we create using vectors. And Adobe Illustrator is that software that helps you to create some very nice animations of puppets and cartoons. You can add them in there. You can do all kinds of nice, cool things. We are not talking about an advanced use of Adobe Illustrator. Basic use, but you will see magic, beautiful stuff created out of that. Then we have a software called Free MTS Converter. Free MTS Converter is a very interesting software. Why? Because when it comes to videos, you'll see that there's always conversion. We are always converting, or rendering, converting video from a video from one format to another format is a daily thing. You could have a final video that you finished, and then we need to convert it. We need to convert it into another format. The same video converted to another format, but it's the same video. It still plays the same and everything, but this time, for example, it can play on a phone, or it can play on a big screen TV, or it can play in a theater, or it can play on a website. So for you to play on a website, on a phone, on a big screen theater or whatever, comes down to what we call converting or conversions. So conversion software conversion software is used for exactly that, converting in between. You want to play it on the phone, we convert it. You want to play it on a big screen TV, we convert the video. So FreeMTS Converter is one of those softwares that does that. It's important to have it. We will use it every now and then. Another very, very important video converter, it's called the Adobe Media Converter. Adobe Media Converter does exactly the same thing as I've just explained. Converting, converting, converting. We are always going to need that as well. And as we go along, you will see what it actually means to convert a video and why you have to convert it. But as I've explained, it's as simple as that. So, one of the things that you need that is very important is to have a Windows 10 installed on your machine. Yes, Windows 10. You could be having Windows 7. It would still work, but it's not as stable as Windows 10. Windows 7 can still work for you. You can still be able to install all these softwares there, but the chances are that your computer will become unstable. Your softwares will become unstable because Windows 7 is old stuff. You need to get Windows 10. So I recommend Windows 10 installed on your machine. Very, very important. Another important element which speaks to performance. Your machine, your computer or your laptop must have some onboard graphics processing unit. Graphics card. If it's a desktop, it must have a graphics card. The graphics card, it will help to speed up your video editing. Otherwise, you're gonna spend years trying to finish one video clip, and we don't want that. You'll become very unprofitable. You need to have a graphics card. Your laptop must have graphics, onboard graphics. Usually they'll write it there, NVIDIA or onboard graphics or Intel graphics. They'll say something. Minimum 1 gig, I would say. 1 gig, in terms of the performance of your graphics card or your graphics unit. You need that. So that's important. Graphics card or onboard graphics on your laptop. Whether it's GeForce, whether it's Radeon or NVIDIA, you need to have that. And when it comes to RAM is important. You need good RAM to be able to survive in the video editing world. I would say your RAM should be minimum the lowest, and never go below this line, 8 gig. 8 gig is the lowest. 8 gig RAM on your desktop or on your laptop. It would be good if you can have 16 gig, trust me. You should go for that, if you can. But 8 gig minimum, and if you go to 16 gig, you would get incredible performance. You will enjoy video editing. All these are minimums. I'm just trying to give you the minimum, so which means that you can go higher. Go higher, go higher, go higher. It'll only make your life better, and it will make you a superstar when it comes to video editing. So those are the minimum requirements that will help you to become a successful video editor, for you to be able to work with us. These classes will be fun for you if you can be able to get these elements right. Thank you, and see you on the other side.